Yay, the last chapter. But I have a good news that after chapter 20, we will go back to chapter 12. For some reason, I restart my computer and then it works again. We will make up for the chapter that we missed. Okay, now page 694. That will be a very thick book. So 694. So the map is centered on the town of Santa Rosa. The map includes the point locations of past and current local clients of the existing clinic, bus stops, streets, and census block groups for Santa Rosa. We're going to turn on the ArcGIS Spatial Analysis extension on the menu bar. It's in my other monitor. So customize in ArcMap options. Now customize extensions. So we are going to turn on the spatial analysis. I think we already done that. Maybe I worked on something else before and my ArcGIS just remembers it. Now we're going to hit close to close the extension dialog box. We're going to open the processing environment setting on the menu bar. Click processing environment. And now in the raster analysis section, we're going to change cell size to specific below and enter the value of 100. As specific below, 100. So these environment settings apply to your current ArcMap session and all of the tools in your current model. However, the environment can be overridden for specific tools if needed. You will see how this works later in here. So a mask is a means of identifying the areas that will be included in the analysis. So for raster, a mask is a means of identifying the areas that will be included in the analysis. So some dual processing tools will give you different outputs depending on your environment settings. Sometimes the best way to determine the correct environment setting is through trial and error. If the processing output isn't what you expected, you might try modifying the environment settings. The raster size of 100 will be your new default, but most raster tools allow you to choose a different size if you wish. But here, before we continue, I want to put this a little in front because I want to set the settings at the very beginning. That each time we had to change our output space, but for this one I'm going to specify that our working space will be chapter 20, my data, and the same we will change for Scratch workspace. So each time that if later I click add data or something, it will direct to my current workspace, and output we don't have to change it anymore. It will always to direct us to the destination we set is my fresh drive, getting to know ArcGIS chapter 20, my data. And we're going to hit OK right now. And we're going to open up the Arc catalog window now, and then embed it in ArcMap and create a new empty toolbox. I don't need layout view and tool. Okay, now ArcCatalog. So now we're going to chapter 20, my data, and we're going to right click on it, new, and then toolbox. And maintain the default name and choose, or we can choose a unique name. So right now, we just leave it. Okay, my data, and now it's created, and we can see the extension here. It's a toolbox. We're going to open Model Builder in ArcGIS68. So Model Builder is right here, Model Builder, and ArcGIS68 is right here. Cannot see it anywhere. Okay, we just use tools here then. System tools. So in ArcGIS, we're going to navigate to Spatial Analysis Tools. Spatial Analysis Tools, and we're going to Density Tool Set. Go to Density, and we have a kernel density, line density, point density. We're going to click the point density and double click, and we're going to drag it to the Model Builder window. Make it bigger. And then next you will create a raster showing existing client concentrations. The areas where the magnitude of points per neighborhood is highest will be displayed as hot spots. The areas that best fulfill the criteria of a high concentration of existing clients. A neighborhood is a user-defined area around output raster cells whose calculated values are dependent on the values of the input feature. In the Model Builder window, we can double-click the Empty Point Density tool. The tool dialog will appear. So on the point density dialog box, so click arrow. We're not going to do anything for now. And then we're going to, this is the point density dialog box. For input point features, we're going to click the arrow and choose clients. And now, keep the population field set to none. Population field set to none. And we don't have to fix our output raster, and you can see it's right there. But however, we're going to rename it to density, but it will be a lot easier. When we click up, and then we still have to navigate to chapter 20, but it should be chapter 20, and it will be in my data, and we're going to call it density, and hit save. So the output cell size should be 100 because we already set the settings. In the neighborhood settings frame, change the neighborhood radius to 2000. And now we're going to, for this map unit, and areas units will be square miles. And everything looks good, and we're going to click OK. And now you can also set the point density tool to calculate hotspots based on population attribute values if there are any. The dot density tool is ready to run in Model Builder. Next, we're going to run and to see the results of the client density calculation. Click run, 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 run. So we run the model. On the model menu bar, we can click model run, or you can just click this, or we're going to close it, and then, or you can just click run. When the process is complete, right click this density element in the model, and then we're going to add to display. Be sure to keep your model open for the extent of this exercise. So now I'm going to move it around, and it adds to display. Let's move on top, and let's just zoom to layer. There. So in the table of contents, we can drag the density layer above the study area block groups. Layer, turn off the bus stop layer. We can turn this off, and we can put client back. Turn the client's layer on and off to see the buffers to get a understanding of the analysis results. So we're going to move this aside, and we're going to turn it on and off. So since it's a raster, it takes some time for my computer to load. So the point density tool created a raster surface that allows where points are clustered. The darker areas have a higher concentration of current clients, and the lighter areas have a lower concentration. Each client location was counted once. We're going to turn the bus stop layer back on and return to the city bus stop, and we're going to return to the model here. Just look at the model window. So from ArcGIS68, we're going to drag the Euclidean distance tool. So it will be in Spatial Analysis Tools Distance Toolset to your model below the Point Density tool. So distance is below here, Euclidean distance, and we're going to drag it here. And now you want to calculate the distance from bus stops. You are interested in areas that are further than a half-mile walk from a bus stop, and the most desirable areas will be much closer than that. So you will choose a maximum output distance of a half-mile, around 2,640 feet. So now we're going to fix it. In the model builder, we double-click the empty Euclidean distance tool. On the Euclidean distance dialog box, we're going to choose City Bus Stop. City Bus Stops, and then we're going to save it here. The same, we call it distance. And you can see it's very convenient. And then the maximum distance, we're going to enter 2,640, which is half a mile, 2,640. This distance is calculated in map units, which is feet. We're going to make sure the output cell size is 100 and leave out put direction raster optional blank. Then we're going to click OK. Raster file names cannot exceed 13 characters and cannot include special characters. You have to be aware with that. So now we name it very simple. We're going to run it in next video.